Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the August 24th meeting of the Facilities Committee. I call this meeting to order. I need an approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. First item on the agenda is the I need a motion for the open session meetings of June 22nd and July 12th.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, thank you. Next up is the security camera license renewal.
We are pursuing the 3-year software unlimited license agreement. It's in the amount of $208,782.12. This enables us to utilize the IP camera system for security. Staff request the Board of Education to approve this agreement through Safeware Inc. Again for $208,782.12.
We've been using them currently?
Yes.
Okay, so, and this is not sole source. Okay. So does anyone have any question? If not, I would entertain a motion to send this to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Yeah. Next up is the sole source control stop.
Yes, this is HVAC related. It is sole source. You've seen this before, actually last year at this time. And this is, we've standardized on non-proprietary Vanguard controllers that work with FX80 JACEs. Control Stop out of Charlotte is the authorized building control specialist, and they're the only authorized Vanguard distributor that serves Union County. It is our supplier for licensing and purchase of the FX80 JACEs. So staff requests the Board of Education to approve for the next 12 months to continue to sole source purchasing the licensed FX80 JACEs or the latest version and the Vanguard controllers through Control Stop.
A question, can the sole source be longer than 12 months?
I believe that it could be. Yeah, to answer your question, yes, I think it could be. I would have to confirm with board policy and things like that, but I think that could be.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to send this to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
4-0. Next up is Schneider Electric.
This is another sole source request, and it's specific to a purchase, a specific purchase. And this is for lawn controllers and controller cards. These items are proprietary to Schneider Electric. We use these in many of our locations, and staff is seeking for the Board of Education to approve the sole source purchasing of the noted controllers and controller cards through Schneider Electric in this purchase amount in the amount of $25,224.57. Those were for 20 lawn controllers and 4 controller cards, and the spec item is noted.
And this is buying directly through Schneider Electric?
It is.
Okay.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion to send it to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4-0. Next is surplus land, Clarksville Campground Road.
So currently, and for the foreseeable future, we have no intention of using this land. We feel we have no need for this land. It's located on Clarksville Campground Road. It's parcel number 042311030B. It's listed as 1.79 acres. If the board is interested in disposing of this property, we would go through the upset bid process. The first step, of course, would be to surplus the property. And so staff is recommending the Board of Education approve the surplus of the identified parcel, and as also known as the Clarksville Campground Road property.
Is it next to any of our other property? It's just, we just own 1.8 acres somewhere?
Correct. It is not adjacent to any of our property, nor is it remotely.
It's out in the middle of nowhere.
I was trying not to say that.
Okay, but once we do this and it goes to the, when we.
The bid process.
Yes, and anybody can buy it, right?
Yes, and if we don't like the price, then we don't have to
do
sell it.
Okay.
And did we
what
ever
we-
figure out how we acquired this property?
No. Yeah, I would imagine somebody donated it in a will or something like that, or maybe, I don't know the history on it. I'll just say that.
Okay.
And so what we can do is we are pursuing an appraisal of the property, so we know what a good number would be. The tax value is $29,800 on it.
Mhm. Okay, so if we have no questions, I need a motion to recommend to the full board to surplus the identified.
One more question.
Oh,
Have
sorry.
we not surplus this already?
No.
We have not, okay.
Nope.
Well, we talked about it at least 2-3 years ago.
I don't remember that at all. Huh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not aware that it's ever been surplused.
Okay,
Okay. I'll make the motion that we recommend to the full board surplus in this property.
second,
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 4-0, thank you. Vehicle purchase request, Mr. Burnett.
This item is certainly a sign of the times. So we've received pricing and we received pricing for these vehicles via two different purchasing networks. It's a number of vehicles. It's two 2023 F-250 pickup trucks, 4 2023 Ford Transit 350 cargo vans, and one 2023 F-350 pickup truck. We actually purchased two vehicles last year and went through the whole approval process, PO process, things like that. And Ford actually eventually canceled the order because they couldn't deliver. So we're now trying to purchase those vehicles back. All the vehicles are over budget. There was a substantial rate increase that we were made aware of in mid-June. And it certainly is reflected by these numbers. The total bid price for these vehicles is $365,133.26. That does exceed our budget. What we were looking to do is to infuse $17,802 from fiscal year 21-22 CIP F&E money, and $73,031.26 from fiscal year 2021 CIP furniture and equipment dollars. That does get us to where we need to be. So staff is requesting the board award the purchases as provided by Piedmont Trucks in the amount of $308,387.36, and to National Auto Fleet Group in the amount of $56,745.90.
Question, what's the difference between the two vans?
How do you mean?
Well, we have the 7161 and 7159, and we also have the 7169 to 7202, and there's a price difference. So they're not identical, or?
No, on the bid though, they're the same price.
Yeah, they are the same price. They're coming out of different CIPs. That's why I have them as a different line item. So one is out of the 21-22 CIP and the others are out of the 22-23 CIPs.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was looking at the remaining budget, but
Yeah.
let's say they're same price.
Yes.
With no more questions, we need a motion to send it to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is Duke Energy easement at Wesley Chapel Elementary School.
Yes, in the 2023 CIP, we had funding to add 2 mobile classrooms at Wesley Chapel Elementary School, which we are doing straight away. They need power, so Duke Energy needs to extend the electrical service to those mobiles. So they will be setting a new pole. In order to do that, they need an easement to get them to that location. We have a diagram that's attached. We have a draft agreement. Staff requests the Board of Education to approve the agreement pending satisfactory review from legal counsel.
So will the electricity be in before school starts in 3 days?
Well, they obviously need to have this easement in place before they are going to do that. And we've got to take this to the Board of Education. And then all that has to be scheduled, through Duke Energy and or their sub. The mobiles are there, they're in place, and that won't be too much longer after power is on the buildings for those trailers to be final inspected and then occupiable.
I have a question. Did we not know last month that we were going to need an easement for these trailers?
Electricity for them, yes. Yeah,
I'd say no, that we didn't know that we were going to need an easement for it.
So when do you think they'll have electricity to the trailers?
I do believe that Duke Energy is certainly aware that for school systems at the beginning of the year and mobile classrooms, that it is a high priority with them, and that they would be on those very quickly.
but if they're waiting for the board meeting, that's September 1. So
That's right. After the agreement is executed, they will schedule it. And again, we don't think that would be a very far out, but it is Duke Energy. It's out of our hands, but we don't think that would be a significant amount of time.
Just a ballpark, what does that mean? How many days?
Couldn't guess. I would say that
Awesome.
I would think it'd be less than 2 weeks, but again, that's a pure guess. I don't know. Duke Energy might be, might be right on top of it and just, ready to go.
but they're not going to do anything until they get the easement, right?
Correct.
So that's starting September 1.
Yes.
Not today, not tomorrow. Yeah.
And they definitely know about it. They're definitely, we feel that they are ready. They need to have this before they can go. And it won't be officially scheduled until they have the easement in hand.
Melissa, is there any way
Can we have a special meeting or
can we have a special meeting to get this done so that
add it to tomorrow's meeting?
I wonder if tomorrow's is
Well,
closed, but
so,
we can
yeah.
talk to Michelle about whether or not we can do an open one for an emergency meeting.
Mhm.
I would say
And-
this is an emergency.
Yeah, and just decide if you want it Zoom or just a call in to take care of this quickly.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Ms. Morris and see how quickly we can have that meeting.
I mean, meanwhile, what is the school going to do?
the school, we had told them actually for a long time to plan on not having these mobiles, given how long we know it takes for the mobiles
Okay.
process and approvals, permit approvals. So all along, we've been telling them, don't be planning to have them. And they're planned to not to have them, and and we would do our best to get them in. So, so that's where we are.
So it's not a
So-
surprise to the school.
It won't be a surprise, no. We've been wanting and definitely been trying to get these things as soon as possible. But again, this mobile units, believe it or not, the approval process is, we're already over half a year in this. And that, so that's where we are. This
Okay.
effort started probably in January.
Can we have a motion to send this to the full board and ask Michelle Morris if we can do it quicker than September 1st?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. 4-0. Next up is informational. Mr. Burnett. Oh, no, Mr. Moore, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to give you I unmuted, right? Yeah. Just want to give you a quick update on something I put in the weekly update a couple of weeks ago. As many of you know, we have a kind of an elaborate facility rental process. If you want to rent a facility or an outside group, we've got a lot of those papers coming through our office. So we're looking at an online platform where you would actually rent a facility online. There's a third party that would handle all that. They would take in the money, the insurance, they would take all the communication. But that's called Facilitron. I just wanted to get that on your radar because Facilitron has been making photos the last couple of weeks of our facilities in preparation for that. So once we get a little bit closer to the implementation and rollout, we'll have more information for you. Just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Okay, so it would be a central place to go for that. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to email the AP or the principal to use the facility.
Nope.
Okay.
They would take it be a central location. Now, there will be approvals at the school level and then at the central office level, just like there are now. But you would not be contacting the schools. You're making payment through the online portal, and they would still take checks or whatever. But it's going to simplify the paper process.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
So who will make the final approval, whether that applicant is able to use the facility or not?
So basically just the same as we do now. The principal will sign off that he's okay with them using their school, and then it comes to my office for the final approval.
Okay, so you make the final approval.
Right.
Okay,
Currently, and that's what will probably happen in the same in the next process. In the online version.
okay.
Okay. Next up is the South Providence ACM abatement.
And this is for information only, and it's a follow-up to the Lewis Boiler Service bid that the board approved for South Providence at the July 12th meeting. That was a $94,000 and change contract, and that's this particular contract is for abatement scope associated with that work. It went to Demolition and Removal, Inc. That's DARI at $12,500. I'm mentioning this because in combination, the two exceed $100,000. We knew that at the time of the Lewis Boiler contract, which is why we took that to the board for approval. We said we'd follow up and let you know the result of that. So that's what this is. And that abatement scope has been completed. And that's it for that item.
Okay, next up is the change order update. Does anyone have any question on that? Or anything you would like to highlight, Mr. Burnett?
The only thing, two things. One was the CIP. I had a blank in there. It was down near the bottom. It was CIP custodial equipment was the item I needed to add in. That was where we added 2 carpet extractors to a purchase. And then at Indian Trail, the flooring, the second item, that was a bid. And it was in asbestos demo in the dining room. That was where it was encountered unexpectedly, and we took care of that. But those are the only things I'd highlight.
Okay. Okay. So Sun Valley, 146, 865.99. That's what's left.
So that was taken out of the contract, and so
Okay.
yes, that's on our side now.
Okay. Any questions on the change order? Okay, next up is the 6-month surplus listing. Any questions? Nothing? And the building and zoning permits.
Can I ask a question on that? So do we never get information from Indian Trail?
I'd have to look back at the records. I would say never would probably not be correct.
Normally?
But we don't always get reports from everyone.
No, normally, I should have said normally.
Okay.
Sorry, Indian Trail.
Does
And
Indian Trail
we
have their
can-
own building and zoning? Or their own building permit? Or is it through the county?
I think it's the count. I don't know.
I think that's Union County building permit, but I think that they have their own, they don't do their own inspections. They have, but they do have their own planning and zoning.
Yeah, so I guess the building permits, that would be in the county's figure. Since they don't have their own building inspection department.
Well, I think the only folks that have their own inspections is Waxhaw and Union County.
Monroe. In Monroe.
So,
In Monroe.
yes,
So that
Okay.
means overall, if Union County basically covers everything but Waxhaw and Monroe, they're down.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Our next meeting is September 28th via Zoom at 9 a.m. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.